And our first speaker is Claire Cockerton. And Claire is home team here at Level 39. She has led the implementation of Level 39, is the founding CEO of Innovate Finance, and also founded Pivotal Innovations, a consultancy firm that designs bespoke accelerator programs for corporates, investors, and government. And Claire is one of these people with an amazing CV. She's an Imperial College MBA alumna, and she also helped to establish the business incubator for Virgin Unite, the Branson Center for Entrepreneurship. So please welcome Claire Cockerton.
Hi, everybody. Round two. I'm glad we're on the home stretch of such an exciting conference, and it's great to be here with you again today. I want to invite up to the stage Ben Brophy, who runs the financial services programs for Pivotal Innovations. He's my colleague. I have a number of hats. Come on up, Ben. Come join me here. It's true I have a number of hats, and in true startup fashion, we like to get things off the ground and build a team who can deal with the chaos and develop our companies here. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about the operating model here at Level 39 and Pivotal Innovations and our view of how to create innovation clusters. So we're going to talk to you about the ingredients of creating an innovation cluster. So we've all heard about Level 39, Europe's largest tech accelerator for financial, retail, and future cities technologies. But how did we make Level 39 successful? We thought we needed to develop an authentic proposition. We knew we needed some industry focus. So we decided to leverage the local experience of the financial services community, the local corporations that are in Canary Wharf, to develop the activity here in our space. We knew we needed local government support as well. So we wanted to reach out to folks like Kit Malthouse, who we heard from this morning, and Boris Johnson, who helped open our cluster and generate some of the PR around what we're doing here. And we knew we needed to generate momentum and interaction at Level 39 through inviting programs like Accenture's FinTech Innovation Lab, and by running our own programs here in the space, hosting tons of events like hackathons in this space, and accelerator programs, startup competitions, sponsored by big corporates. Because we needed to be a collaborative space, a space that welcomed architects and designers and engineers and angel investors and real hardcore technologists. So what's our philosophy here? How do we deliver an innovation cluster? We call them ecosystems. And we believe that there is a really important tension between creating a cluster through certain partnerships and government engagement by creating this innovation space, very well designed by Gensler to attract the various different communities that we wanted to work with, and creating compelling content, challenges, events, incentives for startups to come and join us, reasons, and showcasing the innovation of the tech entrepreneurs to encourage corporations to come in and meet with our entrepreneurs. Pivotal Innovations sits in the center of what we do here at Level 39. We helped comprise the strategy of what we do here, and we work with governments, we work with the regulators, the FCA has come to deliver master classes on our programs. We reach out to the startup sector to explain why Level 39 is an important platform for them, and we reach out to the developer community and to the communities of students coming from UCL. We also work very closely with corporations, helping them with their innovation strategy and helping them acquire new technologies from the younger companies. It's hard to do business with smaller businesses, but we try and encourage this partnership and collaboration between corporations and young companies. And we need the funders, we need the investors, whether those come from corporate venture funds or whether those come from angels or venture capitalists or whether they come from the whole new range of alternative finance providers that London is becoming known for. But doing this in isolation at level 39 is not enough. We knew we needed to reach out to a more international audience. And it was identified that the UK had a very unique position to lead globally in fintech. So the UK government asked us to write a report about the new technologies, the new business models that were emerging from our accelerator, and to define the challenges that these businesses were facing. We needed to get our hands dirty here at Level 39, and the Pivotal team has spent the last 2 years doing so, getting to know these companies, understanding their challenges, and so that we could speak to policymakers and to governments and to say, this is what we need to do for the sector, this is how we need to support the sector. So we were asked to write this report, to convene this community of 50 or so entrepreneurs, and we founded Innovate Finance a little over 6 months ago. And then launched it on August 6th. It was a very proud moment right here on the stage, and the Chancellor came to this stage here and he said Innovate Finance was a new UK-wide industry body which would champion, embrace the sector, and create an international reputation for our fintech companies to go global with their innovations. So he came here and he demoed some of the technologies. You may have seen some of this on the news, but the Chancellor actually purchased Bitcoin from a vending machine using a £20 note. And here he's demoing Yo-Yo, a very interesting payment and rewards technology. So Pivotal Innovations was given the mandate by number 10 to set up this UK-wide organization. And so what do we look like now? We're 4 months down the road. We've doubled in membership. We engage corporates like Barclays, HSBC, insurance companies like Aviva, and infrastructure providers, as well as the smaller firms, and we go across the sector. So we work with payments companies and cryptocurrency companies and data analytics firms. And what we're trying to do here is create a unifying force, a convening platform for the industry to speak about the incredible innovations that are emerging from the UK, but also to create a bit of a magnet for the rest of the world, for other fintech companies to come here to the UK. We knew we needed an international brand. We needed to reach out to other tech clusters in New York and in Singapore, and we knew that even our small accelerator at Level 39 needed connections, not only in London with the other hubs that we'll hear from today, but across the UK and indeed international, because fintech innovation has a global marketplace. So we give them, we've been running policy roundtables and regulatory roundtables. We encourage investment into our companies. We create opportunities between the big corporates and the smaller companies to do business together. So in summary, this is just really over the last couple years how we have learned how to develop a tech cluster here in Canary Wharf and how our business model interacts. So we have our space, a really interesting dynamic space at Level 39, which is full, and we continue to develop it. And we have content curators. Pivotal Innovations really tries to lead on a dialogue that encourages corporations to think more like startups and startups to think more like scale-ups. If any of you have been listening to Sherry Kutu's launch, it's really important for the UK to focus on how we take the proliferation of entrepreneurs in the UK to the next level, how we fund them and how we connect them with big contracts to help them scale. And finally, Innovate Finance being this UK-wide organization which enables us to connect at a more macro level and to have a macroeconomic dialogue about the importance of tech clusters that are proliferating across the UK. And you will have heard a little bit from me previously on Cognicity, which is the next generation of Canary Wharf. It is a cluster in development, its own little microcosm of a smart city, 30 acres east of here. And this plans to be a little smart city tech cluster with the help of Gensler and all of our tech entrepreneurs that we're working with here. So I'm going to pass it over to Ben, because Ben's going to talk to you a little bit about our principles and our toolbox to encourage innovation and to encourage this collaboration.
Cool. Thanks. Do you want to go over?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Ben Brophy, I head up the financial institution programs here at Pivotal. Very brief background, worked at Lloyd's for a period of time doing mechanical and electrical contracts. So I used to look after lifts, escalators. I don't know why I ended up in this job. I think I left university a bit confused. Natural progression to RBS, where I used to run innovation hubs there and also head of strategy for mobile. And suddenly found out about this place, about what you can do and how much more fun you can have. So this is week 6. Being here. So what I want to talk to you about is our principles, but with 2 hats on. Looking back to where I've left, which is the corporate world, and I think coming to a more dynamic organisation, a more lean organisation, try and share with you what I think that transition represents. So 3 things really that we've tried to distill in terms of what PI tries to do, and really for me, with the theme about clusters, how do you get value out of clusters? How do you drive content through clusters? So first of all for us is actually the enrich the experience and collaboration of entrepreneur and startup communities. More than anything for this means about communication, but about translation. They're often saying the same things in different ways. They often struggle to engage with each other because they're moving at different speeds, different risk appetite, different concerns, passions. So more than anything for PI, and what we believe out of clusters, so when I say PI, I mean Pivot to Innovations, before I start making up acronyms, is around communication and translation. So it's bringing these 2 groups together. The energy for creative ambition. You can feel it here, and hopefully I feel like it permeates the walls really in terms of the energy you feel in this environment. It's a fantastic place to be. Clusters should have that energy continuously and should also make sure they support it, grow it, nurture it. So I think whether you are in a cluster or you leave a cluster and go back to your world that may be separate from this, take some of that energy with you. But when you are here, make sure you contribute. Make sure you are talking, communicating, interacting. And we constantly encourage that as well. Corporate inertia, activate real life-changing innovation. So corporate inertia is generally 6 months to try and get a business case off the ground, 18 months to actually see anything of value, 5 years to actually see something delivered, okay? We're bored of that, we're impatient, we don't want to work like that anymore. How can tech clusters start to change that? Which is more than anything saying they're not going to put up with it anymore. There's a different way to work, there's a different way to collaborate, there's a different way to deliver. So for us, more than anything, we like to break down that corporate inertia by providing a pathway. It's often not the fact that you don't want to change, but you don't know how or the pathway you should take. No one wants to look stupid. So how can we actually smooth the path and make it an easier route? Life-changing innovation, that's our view of being more challenging back to the organisations we interact with. We are often looking at incremental change. We understand you have to do that. Large organisations need to move incrementally sometimes to manage the change. For us though, you need to look bigger. You need to be bolder in terms of what you can do. Software is cheaper, hardware is inexpensive. The barriers that used to be there no longer exist. So let's be more aspirational in terms of what we try to do. 1 second. Hey, there we go, these buttons. Few things. So driving value out of innovation clusters. So Claire touched on this, but just to build out a little bit more, and I'm just going to touch on a few themes. So this is today for how we distill for ourselves as an organisation 2 principal themes: ecosystem and innovation delivery. Ecosystem first. What do we think is critical? I've put 6 things down. These are the ones we've distilled today as us an organisation. Corporate partners. Most of the startups that arrive here arrive with a hammer. We are going to smash. We're going to destroy. We're going to take over the world. We're brand new difference. Yeah, fantastic. Never lose that. However, corporate partners are there. They're willing. They're more than able than ever to interact with startups. So one thing we see our role as PI is actually bringing them 2 together, actually brokering that engagement, that discussion, so that actually can deliver together and deliver more. Active and smart investors. More and more people I know you meet, especially in the venture world, are saying, I have a few plays in fintech. More and more wealthy are actually saying, I'm interested in fintech, but being smart about it as well. There's not a lack of opportunities, but I think there's a way that we can actually guide you to the right opportunities as well, which is often about collaboration. So not the single company you invest in, but the ecosystem you invest in as well. Open and diverse community. I'll talk about this in two ways. One is actually PI itself. So I was born, wrong window, about 15 miles that way. I'm a minority on my team, which I love. There are Russians, Canadians, we have, what else? French, Indians. There's a
Polish.
whole, sorry?
Polish?
Polish, sorry, I shouldn't forget, I'm going to get in trouble when I get back. It's fantastic. You know, London represents that open and diverse community. You know, we have to encourage that, we have to perpetuate that. I think it's fantastic to see different backgrounds, different mindsets, different views on the answer. And really for me, for an ecosystem should often have that diversity. That's a sign of its success and a sign of its future growth as well. Innovation delivery. If I took back to the other, there we go, I can work this. Life-changing innovation is our assertion, what you want to do. Have a growth strategy. Recognise that in terms of clusters, you have to often achieve incremental change out of that. Fantastic. But for us, have an assertion. Have a profound statement of what you want to be and be bold about it, because you can now, you can achieve that. If you're going to deliver it though, please don't do it on your own. There's no need anymore. No one organisation needs to be a specialism in itself. It has to partner. You'll move quicker, faster, better, and often in a more stable way as well. You can adapt, you can move quicker. Commercialise the output. This is something for me personally I'm kind of fairly passionate about. Having worked in innovation hubs in, or led them in a large corporate entity, Royal Bank of Scotland, the statement was, oh, it's okay, we can fail fast, it's okay, we're just trying things. I get the concept, but it doesn't necessarily resonate with me as a person. I challenge that and say you need to commercialise it. You need to have a clear intent of what that means to your customer, whether that's just value for them, how they value as a brand, or if they want to pay money for it, even better, that'd be a fantastic thing. So I think often for us when we look at innovation delivery is experiment, explore, but make sure you've actually got a commercial intent off the back of it. Last things for us, and speaking on behalf of PI, I guess I would say out of clusters, and I'd like to sort of share with you today, is one is about collaboration. So you're here today and you represent collaboration. It's a fantastic thing. You're conversing, you're interacting, you're sharing ideas, you're meeting people from different organisations that you never knew even existed. Fantastic. I can't encourage you to do it more. Encourage others to do it more. Bring them into this space, bring them into your other clusters that you attend. Fantastic. Challenge though, for you all. Partnerships. Conversations are great, partnerships are credible. So look for people you can interact with and you can form real relationships with. You can deliver together. So conversation's fantastic, but I would challenge you to nudge those into something that's real, something that could be a partnership where you can collaborate together for something tangible. So I think as I leave that for you, if you don't mind sort of finishing here, is that would be me, if you don't mind saying, is your responsibility. Is that you should be forming partnerships, both for you as individuals, for your enterprises, and actually what that will contribute back to UK PLC. So, thank you.
And so now we're going to have a panel, and we are going to take a Q&A.